What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. So we may be going up to the in-laws today in Southern Virginia. So I want to quickly make this video something for you guys to watch on Friday. And the last video we made, check it out, from Wednesday. It was very brief, under 10 minutes, I believe, which is good for me. We did our last spray of 2023 in my lawn, and I mentioned to you guys it's been warm. We've been in the 60s. Christmas Day we was up near 65 degrees, so the soil temps are up, the outside weather temps are up. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to apply some 20-00 from GCI Turf. I mixed in 0.5 ounces per thousand of CK. That helps with stress. And we also did the remainder of our green kick from Next. We did 5 ounces per thousand, and that finished off that bottle. So, and I mentioned in that video, I said, why are you doing that, Mr. Ferguson? Is this what you would have all of us doing here in North Carolina? I said, well, number one, I don't know if we're cool enough to where the grass will uptake the fert. It may just set it, may be a waste, not sure. But with the new grass we did for the shady nooks, with the new areas up front where we had to plant grass because I pulled out Poa-triv, we also have that grass from behind me where we transplanted, where we made our little Japanese maple area right here. We made this larger, so we transplanted that grass in the front lawn. I said, I'm just going to put some fert down. And as you can tell probably behind me, guys, about 4 hours after we did that spray, maybe 3-4 hours after we sprayed, the natural rain came. It rained day, it rained night. It's still drizzling right now. It absolutely sucked up that fertilizer, and it looks incredible. So I just want to show you that, other than what you can already see behind me. So my lawn is looking great. We don't really need to do anything. Everybody's out shopping. My wife, my mom, my girls, they're out shopping. So I was like, man, I need to make a video for you guys, but what do I want to do? And I really, to be honest with you, want to just be lazy and sit inside. But I feel like add a little bit of fert. We may green this up. It may grow a little, and if temps stay warm, I'll even come out here and mow it. It doesn't really need cut, but we may be doing another mow off this fert maybe in January. We'll see. It absolutely, with the natural rain in that application, oh my goodness, it greened this thing up like it just greened it up. Now, this is the time of year. Why else did I do it? Well, this is the time of the year when everybody who hasn't planted grass or has the Bermuda grass is brown. So you stand out like a shiny penny, as Pete says. It's exactly right. And man, when I looked out my window this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, guys, because to me, it's a different type of green than the Anderson's humic coated urea. I don't know why. Maybe it's the different forms of nitrogen in the 2000 from GCI Turf. But man, it just looks amazing. And so I'll just show you quickly on the side. Now, here's our shady nooks area, and I can just give you an update. This area I may have moved or twisted with the mower a certain way, and it looks like it's still struggling, but it's really filled in slowly, not crazy thick. But I think when spring kicks in, this area may jump off, and spring may help for this new shady nook seed to really take off, because again, this is for wet areas and it's for shady areas. So that's one reason I wanted to fertilize. I want to try to get, while it's warm, unless we go into a cool snap all the way into March, which is possible, wanted to get some fert on here. But it's like it drank this fertilizer. It looks so good. And it was one day, but that's one day with natural rain being dumped on top of it. Look at this. I mean, just look how dark. And I've been the same color, because I'll notice, it's just one of the things I notice. Mr. Kevin, me and him has been the same color, even when I put down the humic coated urea last time. The last bag that I had, I told you guys I'm just going to spread this out before it rains. We were roughly the same color, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm several shades now darker than Mr. Kevin after this 2000. It's really impressed me. I didn't expect it to darken up this much. And again, this was about 8.5, it is about 9 ounces per thousand, to be honest, because I dumped 64 ounces total, and then I dumped in a little more after that. So I went a little heavy, but man, it just looks so good. And when you don't have Poa-triv sticking out like a sore thumb, it looks so much better because everything is dark. And so the point is, I'm hoping it will help these areas. And notice it's not red anymore. these have greened up. So these areas that were red are not, because we've had warmer weather. It's likely why. So hopefully that fert helps this area. Hopefully the fert helps this area. This is a baby grass area, and you see some of this might be yellowish. That's just from the frost. I know it is. It's not fungus. It's not been hot enough to be real fungus. Now I think animals will probably come over and peed in my yard. I'm not let me know in the comments, because I don't have it. Like when I see brown like that, that's not dead grass from just like transplanting. That's my normal grass. The only thing I could think of is one of these dogs came over here and peed in my yard. And there maybe, I don't know. 3 spots seems kind of weird. But here's our transplant. This guy that's sticking out, it probably needs to be buried a whole lot more. But this new grass area is looking good. It's not red. It's looking perfectly fine. So it's just crazy. It's like I don't know, it's just so cool, so awesome, so good, wonderful to wake up and see how quickly to take 15 minutes. And number one, you got to have the app, you got to have the liquid fertilizer, obviously, but to mix that up with some CK, mix that up with some green kick, some potassium. Also, the last remaining bit I put over here in my little, this is our GCI. If you don't know, this is our GCI Turf new blend of grass seed. We want to see, I planted this in the middle for a purpose, and you see some of the outliers on here on the side, but I want to see, will this fill in over here, you know, and begin to spread slowly? I don't know. We may not have time, because this is my wife's tomato pot for the spring. So we'll see. But that's, I emptied the rest, a little bit of fert I sprayed in here, and it looks like it's taking that up too, but I can't quite tell with that like I can with the big yard. And so the rain, obviously, with the natural rain, it typically makes it darker anyways, but it's almost like it darkened it up so much, my stripes have become more relevant. All of a sudden they stand out more because of the darkness, the transition of the color of the grass. It's insane. Like, I don't know that if I've ever paid attention to that before. So it's really cool. So I just wanted to show you, if you got it back, you know, and I mentioned it, and I think I actually cut it out of the last video because I don't want to sound like Mr. Salesman all the time. But what I was mentioning was, if you got some holiday money, maybe, if you got some extra cash for a bonus or whatever, and you're looking at lawn care supplies, like, what do I want to use this for? I've got some spending money here. Think about the Typhoon 2.5 volt, or I think it's 2.5 volt maybe, backpack sprayer. Look at getting you a 2.5 gallon jug of the 2000. Play around with it. If you're in North Carolina, this is just telling you, hey, you can go out today on Friday. If we're still in that warm period, and when I mean warm, I mean 50 degrees or higher, the grass is sucking up this fertilizer, and it looks insane. We're still, now it may begin to grow from that, and I may be mowing, and that's fine, because the way it looks right now, it is a beautiful green color. But check out the GCI website. Check out that 2000. He's also got the 0020. He's got the straight up iron liquid that you can buy. If you just want to put iron down, you don't want all the growth from the nitrogen, you can do iron, or you can mix some of the iron in to something like a quart of the 2000. I actually gave some of this to Mr. Kevin to try for his lawn, and so for Christmas. So I'm anxious to see if it'll do the same thing for him. And you can just see, again, this is not a dig on Mr. Kevin, but right there, we were the same color, roughly the same color yesterday when I sprayed this, and you can tell the difference there. Look at his color versus mine. It darkened it up 8 ounces per thousand. And remember, you can put this stuff down up to 20 ounces per thousand if you want to go even darker. Now, one of the caveats is somebody's mentioned in the comments, and I think it's fair to point out, because I don't know it to be true, but if it is, some suggest that if you do a lot of high nitrogen applications, it can promote growth of poatrib and things of that nature. I don't know if that's true. It could be true. There could be professionals that say it's absolutely true. So just be aware, if you're constantly putting high nitrogen apps in your lawn, there is a risk, I would say, or a chance that you could be putting in an ingredient that would cause poatrib to come up. As you see in my lawn right now, I'm not dealing with any of it in a major way right now. The lawn just looks spectacular. We've got lots of natural rain, and it just looks, the color is just amazing. I love this color. I wish I could get this color all year long. So now another thing you can try, if you don't say, I'm not waiting on the natural rain, which is smart because sometimes it doesn't come, check out Pete's Natural Adjuvant. It helps water retention, especially in the summer. I believe it played a part in helping me keep my green fescue alive 12 months out of the year here in North Carolina when we hit 90s and high humidity. The Natural Adjuvant is something to check out. I've got some of these little plants over here in my rock bed that have just come up with all the rain. We've had more rain in the past month than we've had in the past 6 months. But I've got all these little cool season weeds I need to clean up with probably some Speed Zone, which we talked about in a couple videos ago about onions and things of that nature. But God bless you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.